So PowerTech is now making the channel surfing edition prop all in one piece. And a lot of people ask me, does it work on the F350? So I talked to Bob, and he offered to take me out for a ride in his boat. So let's find out. So I've got the brand new and improved channel surfing edition prop. They're making it as a single piece. I have it on channel surfing. This is the original one that was a 3-piece. All right, so but how does it work on the F350s? Because that's all the new R27 outboards, right? So I published a video a week ago about me getting 2 miles per gallon on my boat. The F350 is 2.2 miles per gallon at 30 miles an hour. I was pretty impressed with that. That was with this prop. I'm sure it probably would do similar with the factory 3-blade, but but we went out for a test run with it. So actually, let's talk about the prop real quick. What they're doing is they're welding the exhaust tube on. That's why you see these little dashes. They're actually tack welding, rebalancing and stuff. So that way there's no chance of the tube falling off. They've had a handful of folks that have had them fall off. Obviously mine's still put together. Huge shout out to Bob for taking me out for a boat ride yesterday to go test this prop on his boat. So I actually haven't had it out to see on my boat yet. I just put it on yesterday, but we took it out on his boat. And it's a 2026 R27 outboard with the brand new F350 motor, which is a 4.3 liter V6. And it did fantastic. I'll throw up some slides and stuff, you know, for normal cruising, like, I don't know, 20, but normal cruising speed around 30 miles an hour, it's going to do 2.2 miles per gallon, what we saw. Wide open throttle was 6150 RPM, so just short of the rev limiter, which was good. And it was at like 43 miles an hour, you know, at 33 gallons an hour. So that was actually really good. And then I was doing 13, 14, 15 miles an hour on plane in the mid-range at 1.5, 1.6 miles per gallon there. So pretty decent overall performance for it. The whole speed was like a little less than 3.5 miles per gallon. So pretty impressed with that too. Reverse thrust, you know, we had to go wait on bridge 37, and the river was running pretty good. So I backed into the river and basically hovered the boat waiting on the bridge to open. So that worked out really well. I don't know how the factory prop does, because I haven't been out on a boat with the factory prop. I've only been out on it with this one on the engine. But you guys that have the boat, I mean, you can look at the numbers, you know, and compare to what you normally see, if it's better, worse, and different. My sense is that this prop is going to do better on mid-range, whole shot, and reverse thrust than the factory 3-blade. Cruising speed, I would expect it to be similar, you know, for it. But overall, really good run with it. Cruising test conditions wasn't fantastic yesterday. It was a lot of fog. So it limited our visibility, which I found a pocket that I could get to wide open throttle in, but because the visibility was so short, it limited how long I could spend at wide open. So playing with engine trim and stuff, I was kind of limited on. So it's possible the numbers would get better if I could mess with engine trim a little bit more than I had the opportunity to. But so if you're one of the early adopters who bought the original prop, this one right here, Jared at PowerTech will be contacting you at some point to ship it back to them, and they'll take the aluminum tube off and they'll weld the new one on and send it back to you. And they are shipping these today. Obviously, I'm not the first one to get it. Weight-wise, between the two props, the all stainless version is about 1.5 pounds heavier. It's roughly, you know, over about 15.4 pounds versus 16.9 pounds for the all stainless version. But looks all sweet, nice and polished. So yeah, so if you're interested in the prop itself, you want to go and give Jared at PowerTech, send him an email. It's just jared@ptprop.com, and tell him you want the channel surfing edition, tell him what boat you have, and he'll hook you up. And if you're interested in ordering one of these for your boat, they are shipping. They're available today. So they're actually they're being engraved with our logo, channel surfing. You know, since we did all the testing and stuff for the prop PowerTech's engraving all the props with channel surfing on. That's why if you...
But they didn't know what to name it, so they decided, well, we'll name it what everybody's been calling it, channel surfing.
Right. So that's pretty cool, but none of the prop shops carry it, so it's only available direct through PowerTech. That's why I said just send Jared an email and he'll hook you up with it, for it. And
it may take time. He's been overwhelmed, so be patient and he will respond back to you.
Yeah, and he's been telling me it's like 4 to 6 weeks lead time for it. They make the 5-blade prop and then they get the tube, they manufacture the tubes and they weld them on, balance them, and polish them all up and stuff. So yeah, and what does the actual tube actually do? It acts, well, they think it can act as a extra running surface to hold the boat up on plane. The other thing I think it does is it gets the exhaust gases back behind the blades, because the main advantage of the exhaust tube is mid-range. It improves the fuel efficiency in the mid-range is 3,000 to 4,000 RPM on our boat. So that's where I can do 10, 11, 12, 15 miles an hour. We don't do that very often, but when we're cruising around and the sea state gets to be like that 2 foot, 2.5 foot chop where it's like you're bouncing around, the water splashing in the windows, you're like, this is just uncomfortable at 24, 25 miles an hour. So if I can slow the boat down to 17, 16, 15 miles an hour, the ride's a lot more comfortable for it. Obviously, if you get in like 3 and 4 foot seas, we got to slow down and do 7 knots. And then have the extra blades bite into the water better and give you more control in the bad seas. So it's just makes the prop an all around great fit for the boat and our cruising. Especially out here in the Pacific Northwest, where we have a lot of wind and current and stuff to fight. So I can operate the entire band basically on speeds, I can be on plane down to like 10, 11 miles an hour. I can stay on plane and still get decent fuel efficiency. Obviously, the best fuel efficiency is cruising, which is like 42 to 45, 4,600 RPM, but this on that F350 was pretty impressive at 2.2 miles per gallon. Yeah. So, that's some pretty good range on the boat. If you're looking for 2.2 miles per gallon in a 27-foot boat, a brand new R27 outboard with the F350, that's your ticket. I was pretty impressed with that. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, click the link to watch another. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps us out. Thanks for watching.